It isn't from the benevolence of the butcher, the brewer, or the baker that we expect our dinner, but from their regard to their own interest. Adam Smith. A hush falls over the courtroom as the door from the underground holding cells flings open. With his hands and legs fettered in rusty bronze chains, a legion of alert, mean-faced police Frogmatch Gatimu, the Butcher of Dagoretti. It remains to be seen whether the duty of the multitude of officers is to protect the public from Gatimu, or perhaps even more sinisterly, to protect Gatimu from the crowd. Whatever the case, oblivious to the array of icy looks directed at him from the gallery, Gatimu keeps his gaze lowered in a poor attempt to hide his wrinkly face, evidence of the 3 months he's spent awaiting the conclusion of his trial. Close by, Gatimu's state-appointed lawyer goes through the newspaper sports section, chilled out and unimpressed, oozing the impression that defending a cold-blooded serial killer was just a normal Tuesday for him. Most of the seats in the courtroom are reserved for the victims' families and friends, bereft and cradling portraits of their dearly departed. Ladies and gentlemen, this is as gut-wrenching as it gets. The court clerk appears from the judge's chambers and bangs the door to draw attention to the judge's arrival. Those who can stand, stand, as a bespectacled, balding man with grey stubble lumbers in. When he reaches the bench, he joins the public in a reverential bow and plops himself down, ready to dispense with the day's agenda. Court is now in session. Case number 345 of 2001, the Republic of Kenya versus Eustas Muriu Gatimu. Honorable Judge Wamogoda presiding. The court clerk announces matter-of-factly and passes a voluminous dog-eared file to the judge. With a deep furrow dividing his brow, Judge Wamogonda shoots Gatimu a disdainful look. He removes his spectacles as disgust tinges the rage on his face. In my 32 years of public service, no case comes close to the constellation of egregious crimes you have been accused of committing. Interlacing his fingers, the judge continues. As if it wasn't enough to abduct, torture, and have your way with 7 underage victims, you deemed it fit to call to bear your meat-cleaving prowess honed during your decades-long stint at the Dagoretti slaughterhouse to dismember and dispose of their bodies. The vein in the judge's forehead protrudes as he attempts to hide his irritation. Referring to you as a sorry excuse of a human would be overly gracious of me. He pauses to search for words and continues. You have shown no remorse for your actions, assuming you possess the capacity to do so in the first place, and you have demonstrated to the court in the clearest way possible you couldn't possibly care less about the plight of the victims or their families? The judge looks disapprovingly at Gatimu and sanctimoniously shakes his head.